Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Andor series, the Bad Batch Season 2 and more. As always my dear friends, before we dive into the news, please be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below if you've not done so already, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle or a smash, whichever you prefer, to be alerted every single time that I post a new video. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we begin with some massive news for the Andor series. Disney CFO Christine McCarthy has revealed that Star Wars Andor, the Rogue One spin-off, will be released in Q4 of 2022, which basically means in the late summer or early fall. It was previously believed that Andor would be the first show to release after the Book of Boba Fett because it finished production first, but now we know that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to come first. Some outlets have now laid out the likely release order for this series, and the popular consensus seems to be that after the Book of Boba Fett, we'll get the Bad Batch Season 2, then Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, and finally The Mandalorian Season 3 next winter. Again, this is only provisional and tomorrow we'll likely know for sure what the schedule is. Disney Plus Day is just one sleep away, and in 24 hours we'll hopefully be getting the Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser trailer, a sizzle reel for Andor, and who knows what else. Now, in case you missed it guys, in Tuesday's video I discussed what time everything is set to come out on Friday, so go check that video out if you've not done so. But basically the lowdown is Disney on their social media accounts is going to be releasing first looks, trailers and announcements. Now there's no way to know for certain what time the Star Wars content is going to be revealed, so we do have to keep an eye on social media tomorrow. This is truly going to be a huge day guys, and Lucasfilm have been keeping very quiet, but the leakers and scoopers are all 100% positive that we are in for some amazing reveals. So just to reiterate, Andor is being released in Q4 of 2022, and in many ways, next year is going to be the year of prequel resurgence. We have 3 shows that are all set before A New Hope: Andor, The Bad Batch Season 2, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. A real delight for fans, and as I've mentioned in the past, do not underestimate the Andor series. It's going to be far more important than a lot of people realise. And the great thing about it is, as we learned recently, they're planning 3 seasons. Now obviously that is dependent on feedback, but if all goes to plan, they can expand the story of the Rebels era world over 3 seasons, while also introducing some major fan favourites. As we learned from Alan Tudyk, K2SO could come into the series in Season 2, although he will not appear in the first season, and along with him, we're sure to see some more familiar faces from Rogue One, as well as other big characters in the franchise that are relevant to this point in the timeline. I'm super hyped and I hope you are as well. So now my dear friends, let's move on and talk about the Bad Batch. A quick update of something that someone spotted at a Disney resort. In a new poster we get a tease of some modifications that Echo is going to undergo in the show's 2nd season. If you look closely, he's got a replacement hand instead of his scomp link, and he's also holding a rifle. It's very clearly for Season 2, and we already suspected that Echo would have some upgrades after a still from Season 2 was spotted in the background of a production image posted by Michelle Ang a couple of months ago on Instagram. But this reinforces the fact that Echo is not going to be the same when Season 2 drops. Just a small detail, but a fun one. And speaking of the Bad Batch Season 2, it's very likely we'll be getting something for that during Disney Plus Day tomorrow. Production has been going for a while, and with a lot of the animation and voice recording completed, there's no reason we shouldn't be getting a teaser of some kind. But if not, then maybe at D23. And speaking of D23, which is only a week away, we should be getting some more Star Wars announcements then, more reveals and news. Whatever we don't get on Disney Plus Day will definitely come next week. This was teased recently with Big Screen Leaks, where they stated we will get announcements related to the upcoming Star Wars cinematic releases, as well as confirmation of Chloe Zhao directing Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie. So what a month for Star Wars it is. It's almost like Christmas has come early. Between all the announcements and teasers coming up, it's going to be a very welcome overload of stuff, and then of course next month we have the Book of Boba Fett. It makes me so excited that as a fan community we can interact and share that excitement, and as always I will be doing full episode breakdowns, news updates and reviews, and tomorrow is probably going to be a very busy day. So finally my dear Mandalorians, we're going to be talking about Crimson Reign, the upcoming War of the Bounty Hunters spin-off comics, and a new preview that reveals the dark plans of Qi'ra. In Marvel Comics' recently completed War of the Bounty Hunters, writer Charles Soule and the creative team introduced a looming moral quandary to the time between Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The crossover asks, Is the enemy of my enemy my friend? Charles Soule's crossover saw the return of the powerful criminal organization Crimson Dawn. Now headed by Han Solo's former lover Qi'ra, the organization is now more powerful than ever and they have no love for the Empire. But the question remains, what does Qi'ra and her shadowy organization truly want? Writer Charles Soule and artist Stephen Cummings will begin to answer that question in more detail, starting in December with the launch of the 5-issue miniseries Crimson Reign, the second chapter in Soule's planned Crimson Dawn trilogy. And of course the third part of that trilogy, my friends, is going to tie in Thrawn and probably connect to the Mandalorian universe. So CBR interviewed Charles Soule and they asked him a few very essential questions about the nature of Qi'ra's plans and also why he chose to expand her story. In his own words, he said, "I think one of the keys to writing modern Star Wars is to find the characters who still have a lot of interesting questions to be asked and answered about them. Despite 40 years of storytelling, some have more meat on the bone than others, and for some, it's about finding the unexplored era of their lives, drilling down on one set of moments we haven't yet seen." And then specific to Qi'ra, he said that she's an absolutely perfect character to revisit and build big stories around. She has strong connections to many signature characters from the prequels and original trilogy, and there's a defining on-film appearance by Emilia Clarke in Solo. Her story clearly goes to some wild places we haven't yet seen, and for me, she was an obvious choice. Now, another big reveal about Crimson Reign is that Ren of the Knights of Ren that we see in the sequels is actually working with Crimson Dawn. He's not part of the Syndicate, but he is working with Qi'ra and her people to achieve a shared goal. And when speaking about Crimson Dawn more broadly, he says that they have a very interesting structure. He mentions that in the comics we're going to learn more about Qi'ra's overall plan by focusing on a specific mission that she sends her team on, with each serving as a spotlight for one group or another. So I'm really excited about this comic. I really enjoy the character of Qi'ra, and as I've said in the past, I really hope that we get to see her in another project. Maybe in the Book of Boba Fett, but as some people mentioned, most likely a Solo sequel or the Andor series. So that, my friends, is pretty much all I have for today's video. Tomorrow is Disney Plus Day. What a massive moment for the fandom. I can't wait for all of it. I'll be breaking down anything and everything that we get and sharing my thoughts with you as always. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and a massive welcome if you are, and also if you're feeling generous and you want more videos that are not found here on YouTube, then do consider becoming a patron. The link is down there in the description, and on there you get access to exclusive patron-only videos, access to my Discord server, and more. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you are in the galaxy. Have a good one.